in terms of gardening and outdoor fun starts in the spring with a garden hose. But garden hoses are a pain. They weigh too much. They're so heavy that they're cumbersome, and they're just not easy to work with. From Sun Joe, this is their 50-foot, what they call a FiberJacket garden hose. At $27.60, it weighs less than half of what a regular rubber 50-foot hose weighs. The findings, or what you actually put to your faucet, are exemplary. They do not crush. If you've got a hose reel that takes multiple lengths of hoses, this is perfect. And you hear of kink-free hosing? Well, this thing is the only hose that I've ever seen that really will not kink. Mike is back with me again. This is Mike Reinking. This comes to us from Aqua Joe. We have a company called Sun Joe, Joe Cohen, that makes our best-selling lawn and garden equipment. We've got Snow Joe, which is his snow removal division, and now Aqua Joe, which is water management.
It is, and people love this hose. And there's 3 reasons why people love this hose. It's because it's incredibly lightweight, like you said. So it's less than 3 pounds. It's actually made from a FiberJacket. It's the same technology you see in fire hoses, so it's super, super durable. That's what makes it great, and it really takes up a small amount of space for a 50-foot hose. That's the biggest difference with this hose than the traditional hoses that are on the market.
Now, when I said it weighed less than half, this thing weighs in at 2 pounds and 12 ounces, so just under 3 pounds.
Right.
A rubber hose, a 50-foot rubber hose, can weigh in at over 10 pounds.
Yeah, and we're going to show you a Sun Joe hose, because this is just like another hose you would find out at a big box retailer, and you can see it is almost 10 pounds. That same hose that is the FiberJacket is less than 3 pounds, and that's the main difference. But just because it's lightweight and compact, don't let the durability or any of that fool you, because it has durable aluminum fittings, which is great. There's an inner tube that is outside of the FiberJacket, which that's where the water is going to pass through it. So the FiberJacket allows it to be super lightweight and lead free, but it's super rugged and super durable. So this is going to last season after season. But like Dan said earlier, it's kink free, which is
awesome. It really is kink free. That's a phrase that hose manufacturers have been throwing around. We tied one in knots, and we can't get it to cut off the water flow.
Right. And
so we'll show you that. Can I real quick make a comment? Fireman hoses are always in transit. They're always in motion. Firemen don't sit for a moment. Your rubber garden hose, and I used to do this and it would make me crazy. The darn thing, I've got to run 200 feet of hose. So for me to move 200 feet of hose, that was a lot. So I would leave it in the yard and I would get a dead line of grass that would make me insane. With 200 feet of this, I can pick it up with one hand, and I am not that strong.
And the great thing is, Phil, there's water in here, right? If you try to pick up a hose with water in it, a traditional hose, it's too heavy.
I agree.
And the great thing is, so I'm going to walk this out because I want to show you what we mean by kink-free. So we actually put, how many knots we have in? 1, 2, 3, 4 knots in this, and it's filled with water. So I'm just going to come over to this bucket, and I'm going to turn on. You can see,
get the nozzle.
And you get the nozzle that comes with it, but you can still see how much power is still coming out of this hose, even with 4 knots in it. And again, it's really easy to clean up because, again, you can literally wrap this thing right back up with the water in it.
He wanted to squirt me so bad. I've known this guy forever. If you've got multiple hoses on a reel, and if we're going to go back years ago, do you remember Sean Pickford brought to us? It was a hose reel that used the stored water in the hose to wind itself up.
Right.
I bought that thing 15 years ago and still have it. I've got 200 feet of hose on it from Joe.
Right.
I can't put an 80-foot rubber hose on.
Right, so these are both 50-foot hoses on these 2 reels. You can see there's not much more room to get. And we all know when we pull this out and then when we go to reel it back in, it gets all knotted and twisted. So you got to pull the whole hose out in order to run the water through.
In a lot of flat hoses, you do have to pull the entire hose out to use it for any length at all. With this, you don't. So if I need 10 feet of hose, I pull 10 feet of hose out. If I need all 50, I do 50. But you can easily put 2, 3 hoses together.
Exactly.
And they last longer. Rubber is the worst material.
See, you're already getting caught right now.
For a garden hose. because it breaks up with ultraviolet light.
Right. And the other great thing is, again, we give you a garden nozzle that comes with it, but you can use any garden nozzle that you have at home. So that's the great thing. If you have your favorite nozzle at home, feel free to use that. We give you one that with it, but you don't have to use that one either.
I won't say it's indestructible, but it's virtually indestructible. We've got 4 different colors for you. The gray has been really, really popular. By the way, if you tend to be somebody who has to drag a hose through thorn bushes, roses, around corners of the house, etc., this does not abrade easily at all. There's that gray.
We got the blue,
yep,
the green, and the red.
I'll tell you what, I like a bright colored hose just because I don't want to run over it with the tractor.
Yep. That's a great thing too. And again, there's 3 things why people love it. It's super lightweight, less than 3 pounds. It's really, really durable with that FiberJacket hose.
Yep.
And it takes up such a small space for being 50 feet of hose.
When you see the Joe name, you've got quality. You've got quality that'll last for season after season. And everything we do in the spring starts with a garden hose, whether it be cleaning up or watering. Thank you, my friend.
And thank you so
much. That's good stuff. We're going to take a real quick break. We're coming back. Don't forget, we've got a Q card promotion that if you want to use your Q card on